Hi all, right, welcome back to more Labyrinth, playing the extended campaign, so this is part 10. Okay, just copying across part 9 just now, just released part 8 out there to anybody that's interested. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably watched part 8 by now. I think it was a bit lengthy again, going over some things, so right, well, let's not try and not do that. Was there any? You know what? I'm going to skip back. I think there was a more recent comment from Jean. Actually, I think it was me going over again the radicalization travel from part 7, and I think he agreed with how I was looking at it. So I think we're on track there. I think we're doing okay. I haven't had anything tell me that I've made any blunders recently. Anyway, I don't think. Oh, hang on, there was something. Hang on. What was it? Right, okay, sorry, I was on pause there and had a phone call. I did glance at, I have had a couple of comments. And in part 5, at the 43-minute 5 second mark, Tim commented that wouldn't you go to the OP flowchart first to determine the recruit and travel to priorities before going to the priorities table here? Question mark. And yes, it's when we are doing the jihadist video. No, we're looking at contemplating what would happen with the jihadist videos. What says, oh god, I don't know. Yeah, this is where I do things just take longer, don't they, with me doing things like this, and there's no real need to do that. Well, I'd like to quickly discuss this, but yeah, if you do it quickly, Grant. So it's when I'm looking at this in my hand, and we've got two bad cards in our hand. I know I can get rid of one at the end of the turn. I think I don't play this, do I? I get rid of it at the end of the turn. Select 3 countries without cells, test them, blah 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 blah. Right, so, and what I do when I'm looking through it, and again, there's a slap on the wrist, Grant, and I don't talk about this at the time, it's when I'm watching back later on, I also go through this procedure. So, anyway, so I'm looking to see what would happen with the jihadist videos. And does it say something in the event for it? 82, card 82. US, then use recruit and travel to priorities. Yeah. US, and then use recruit and travel to priorities. And I don't do it this way because John believes, his still belief is that this means going directly to here. I still disagree with that. I don't think he's 100% sure as well. He's asked this question to the designer, he's not got a response yet, I believe. So, I mean, I still feel that we should go here first and go around. And this is what Tim's commenting there. Shouldn't I be looking here first? However, for some reason, and it's not because I'm doing it the way John believes it should be done. I'm actually, because like I say, I don't agree with that. I think we should go here, but for some reason, I go directly here, looking at it. So Tim's asked, shouldn't I be looking here first? And then, so my reply is, I believe I should, Tim, yes. I says, however, this was challenged by John in a previous part, and as I disagreed, this is one of the questions he has asked the designer. I talk about this more in part 7. Yeah, I talk about that bit in part 7. Fortunately, we don't play the card in the end anyway, so there's no danger. But yeah, I need to be careful with making sure I'm looking in the right place. So it was, when he said that, I thought, surely I'm still not doing these daft things. But anyway, I had also a comment from Hamler. Tough going, Grant. This is shaping to be rough. Just talking about the general play of the game, and yeah, I agreed with that. And then comment from Jean, part 6. Yes, in your alternative reality, hypothetical game board state, if you have two yeah, so I think he's agreeing with what I'm saying without going too deeply into it. And then his comment on part 7. Tough choices, feeling of helplessness, disheartening roles, welcome to Labyrinth. Yeah, it's just all going kind of wrong. And he says, I can't wait for the next episode. Well, that's it, just out there now. And then, this is a bit I talked about, I'm speaking this is part 7 as well, 3 minute 30 seconds. Yes, looks like you got it. Use from adjacent, if multiple, use travel from table. I won't go into it. You can see down the bottom there it says, by the way, I had a discussion by email with Kurt, the automated bot developer, and he agreed with this reading of the rule and clarifications. Current software does not do that. I don't know if he'll try to update the software anytime soon though. So the automated bot wasn't doing it, well, we're saying properly, and I think so, because he mentioned that Adam had confirmed that as well. So, anyway, okay, right, that's it. Right, moving on. We just had a card, we just played 2 cards. We had a success in Scandinavia, turn it from hard to soft, moving this to here, gaining a prestige. We then had a War of Ideas roll in Afghanistan, trying to turn it good, and we rolled a big fat 1. We did have a +1 modifier, but yeah. So it's back to the bot now. So I just plugged my phone back in here. Charging up. So back over the bot for his first card play of this phase. We get Predator, so US event. Yeah, we don't need to look at the event, so he's not going to play that. He's going to play it for 2 ops. He's no reserves, I can see. So that's good. So he's only going to get the 2 ops. But quite a few cells out there now, and yeah, things wanting to be done. Okay, so is it a playable non-US event? No. Is a major jihad success at poor possible? No. The nearest one, I suppose, is Somalia. I noticed Egypt had 2 cells as well, and now one of them's Actis. I don't know if they tried I don't know what they tried. I don't know what they've done, but let's just forget about Grant. Okay, so no major jihad success possible. Is funding tight? No, it's not. Is there a selling good or fair Muslim? There is not. No. Poor Egypt and poor Somalia. There are 2 cells in the US. Obviously not Muslim. And then the other 5 are in Central Asia with Islamist rule. So that's it. So that's a no. Selling good or fair Muslim? No. Poor Muslim, 1 to 4 more cells than troops? Yes. So we've got Somalia or Egypt. So 2 options, yeah. So poor Muslim, 1 to 4 more cells than troops is a yes. So right, so among candidates, find the travel to priority, and then is there a movable cell adjacent? Well, whatever the priority is, if it's Egypt, there's not going to be a cell adjacent. If it's Somalia, there is not going to be a cell adjacent. So do I really need to look at the travel to priority? I think I'm going to have to try and find it out in a second anyway. However, there's not going to be a movable cell adjacent, so that's a no. Is funding moderate? No. Is there a cell available? Recruit. Yes, it's going to recruit, and then it asks us this question again. So it's going to recruit in whatever the priority is, isn't it? Between Egypt and Somalia. It's going to recruit in the poor Muslim with 1 to 4 more cells and troops, which is either Egypt or Somalia. Okay. So we stop there on the flowchart, and then we move. We've got 2 options. So recruit and travel to not Islamist rule, Pakistan. No, hang on. What are we trying to do here? We're going to recruit. Yeah, we're going to recruit into Egypt or Somalia. Right. So no, Baziz regime. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to recruit in Somalia. The reason it's picking Baziz regime is because it's already sitting there with 1 success when it comes to time, and they've got 5 cells in here. And this is, did I not say if they were recruiting, that's where they were going to recruit? Oh, no. I said Pakistan, didn't I? Oh, stop, Grant. But that's a priority, Grant. Even though it can recruit in Pakistan, because there's a cadre there, but I'm glad I picked up on that, because hang on here. Well, this was yes, but this was no. So it definitely come to recruit. No, it's going to be Pakistan, Grant. That was close. No, it's not, is it? No, it's not. No, because the first question is Is there a poor Muslim with 1 to 4 more cells and troops? This is poor Muslim, but this is not a cell. How would it come to Pakistan then? I mean, Pakistan's the first option on here. However, Pakistan, although it's got an arsenal, it's not covered by that. And we need to be doing it in a poor Muslim that's got 1 to 4 more cells and troops, don't we? If there was no poor Muslims with 1 to 4 more cells, I would look to auto-recruit, and in actual fact, although Islamist rule last, it says that's actually where it would go. But let's just say there was no auto-recruit. Hang on. It was auto-recruit in Afghanistan, but there were no cells there or cadres, so no. Let's say there was no auto-recruits, and then it looked good Muslim, then it looked fair Muslim, then it looked non-Muslim, then it looked poor Muslim. So if it got right to here, we'd find this in Iraq. And let's just say there was no cells, because the reason it's stopping here is because there's cells already here, isn't there? If there was no cells there, it'd then look at all the poor Muslim countries with this, and then it would come down here, not Islamist rule, Pakistan would then be the priority, wouldn't it? But because that doesn't count as a cell, it's not covered by poor Muslim 1 to 4 more cells, is it? Okay. No, I think that's fine, Grant. I think. Why is that bothering you? I don't know. It just does seem to be bothering me slightly, but it is a poor Muslim country, but there is not 1 to 4 more cells than troops in Pakistan, whereas there is Somalia and Egypt. Yeah, I'm hesitating there. I don't know why, but I'm hesitating. Worried about that cadre, but I mean a cadre. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, just said talking about cadres enable recruiting, and then whenever a cell is placed from the funded track onto a country with a cadre, remove the cadre. Yeah, that's it. But I mean, the question being asked, or it's not actually a question. I still believe these to be questions. I mean, they've not got the question mark like the rest of them have, but is there a poor Muslim country with 1 to 4 more cells than troops? And again, I'm ignoring the other bit after that about where a jihad success is possible, because to me it's still to do with when we look down here, it's talking about awakening reaction markers. So let's not go back there. So yeah, no, I'm going to stick by my guns here. I think I don't think there's anything to really be concerned about that. So between Somalia and Egypt, like we said, it's going to pick the third priority down is the first one that comes into it, which is Bazi's regime. Somalia is only Bazi's regime. Now, we have Bazi's regime there, but this is not a poor country with 1 to 4 more cells and troops. This is, they've got 2 ops, so they're going to attempt to recruit in Somalia twice. And there's plenty of cells. There's 5 cells left. So 2 die rolls. The country's poor. So anything 3 or less will succeed in recruiting in Somalia. Here we go. And 2 successes again. My. So 2 more cells. Now we've got even more bother. And Somalia is only a 1 resource, but just wondering if they've got more than one Islamist rule country, does the prestige take a hit for each? If any country under Islamist rule, -1 prestige. So I think it's not going to stack that. What's not saying stack, but hang on. What was I saying there? The dog started barking and I totally lost what I was doing. Wasn't I just saying something there? I put the 2 cells of Somalia. I don't know. I don't know what was... I don't know, there was something bothered me there when I done it. I don't know. Anyway, right, there's 4 cells there now. And remember they've got to be... I was talking about the resources. Oh, that's right, yeah. If they... Yeah, I was saying stack. That's not the word I'm thinking about. Like, is it... does it all tally up? What's the word? Begins with a C. Cumulative. Yeah, cumulative. That's what the word I was trying to think. Like, as this is Islamist rule. If this was Islamist rule, we would get another -1 to our prestige. I don't think that's the case. It does just say if a country is under Islamist rule, -1 prestige. But I suppose I might have to double check that, but I think that's okay. And this isn't under Islamist rule yet, but one more cell in there and then it's going to have a go at it, so... Right, okay, that's the first card play, so that was 2 successful recruit operations. Another good die rolling for the bot. That was just the first card, let's get the second one. Alright, does this not mark? No, it's not. It's not the one I'm thinking of. Or something, does something not block this? Or whatever, anyway. Right, Fatwa, it's a 1-ops unassociated card. Theological ruling redirects jihadists. Player both sides have cards beyond this one. Trade random cards, then conduct an operation with this card. Right, well, there's got to be some information in the event table for that, surely. 97. Right, okay, so it says Fatwa. Play event if possible. Then select op using Evo as if unplayable. Oh, what? I don't like that. Play event if possible. Play if both sides have cards beyond this one. Trade random cards. Then conduct an operation with this card. I want to say we had this card in the previous playthrough and I just ended up not using it because I was like, wasn't really sure. Well, it means we're going to have to trade one of our cards. We've all got 3 ops cards as well. So, play event if possible, then select op using Evo. It just says select op. Yeah, okay. So, we've both got cards beyond this one, so it's playable, right? However, mind you, it's saying as if unplayable. Ah, right, okay. I see it. So we can play the event, and we can trade random cards, so we'll get his top card here, so that's how the bot deals with it. And then I'll shuffle my hand up, select a random card, and it'll go back on the top, so it'll replace the one that we get. Then conduct an operation with this card, so it's 1 ops. And that's why it's saying we can play this event, then we're going to play that ops as if it's unplayable. Now, the only thing I'm concerned there is, do they still get the 1 op into reserves? I think so, because the event's been played, even though it's saying use the ops as if unplayable. Yeah, but it's only saying that because that's what the card says on it, to use, then conduct an operation with this card. Maybe it's worth a little look on BGG for that one, just in case. Sounds a little bit confusing, but hang on. I went and had a look. To be honest, the only stuff out there about Fatwa is on the base game. There's a bit of talk about it, but remember we're not playing the base game bot. I mean, if you just to go back to the base game bot, what I used to do is it would play the unassociated event, and then it would also use that for one-ops. So it would get to play the event and do an operation with that one-ops. This card kind of does that, but if you like, but I think that's, yeah. The instruction there, where is it? So play event if possible, then select op using Evo as if unplayable. I mean, it's saying as if unplayable, but it's still playable. I mean, if it wasn't playable, then it would just use the one-ops, and it wouldn't get the reserve. My take on this is playable. We're going to switch 2 random cards, and then it's going to conduct a one-op operation. Yeah, you know, but I don't... Is it going to get the reserve as well? I think I've got to give them the reserve as well. Okay, I think so. Let me know your thoughts on that. Well, we'll get round to completing that, but let me know if you don't believe you should get the 1 reserve here, maybe. Because the event's played, then we're conducting 1 op. So it's getting the best of 3 worlds there, eh? Really, I think. Right, okay, so trade random cards. Now, let's have a look at all our cards there. So Week, Fatah, Dorovic was closed, Al Jazeera, Salah and Saleh and Enhanced Measures. They're all 3 ops cards. I'm trying to think, should I memorise these? I mean, am I allowed to look at the card before it goes back in top? Just to see what's coming next, because this is our second card play, so I'm not going to know. I'm getting a shot before this card that goes on top is going to be played. Anyway, we randomly get this card, so I'll keep that face down just now, so just at the side there. So we're going to have this in our hand, and they're going to have one of these other 6 cards on put back on top. So yeah, I mean, I'll shuffle these up, and there was 6, wasn't there? 1, 2, 5, 6. Right, so 6. Shuffle them up, put them there. D6. We're going to roll 1 to 6, top to bottom, whatever card it is. 4. So they're going to get the 4th card down. 1, 2, 3. They're going to get that one. Right, I'm not going to look at it and just put it back, put it on top. And now I'm going to look at my hand again and try and... I mean, it might have been okay for me to look at them both. Right, it's one of them, isn't it? Because we had 4. I'm going to say that could be good, but it might not be, because... Didn't we have 4, or did we have... Hang on, did we not have 2? Dorovic was closed, Fatah, Al Jazeera... I can't remember. Oh, well. We'll just see what it is. I'm actually wondering if it was a US card. No, because we played 2 US cards the last time, just for ops, didn't we? I don't think we had any more than 3 of them. I actually do think it was a jihadist card. I think we had 4 of them, and they were all 3s, weren't they? Well, everyone was 3s. Oh, was that Al Jazeera? Oh, no, it's not. Fatah... Right, well, this... Oh, we didn't play this. Right, I need to be careful with that. Why did I not end up playing this? Because I done something different, didn't I? So hang on, just thinking to their 2 card plays. Well, we've not finished dealing with Fatwa. Their first card play was Predator. That recruited. So they recruited 2 cells. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any country going fair or good. They recruited 2 cells, and then this is going to not turn a country fair or good, is it? So I'm going to be okay to play this next turn. So that is going to be dodge. I can dodge around that. I can't dodge that. And I was thinking of working on that. You know what? I think the other card was unplayable, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was, though. Well, we're gonna see it soon. Right, but what about the card that we did get from the bot? Musharraf, play if Pakistan has any cells. It does not. Remove one cell from Pakistan. Set it to poor ally. Bought by Benazir Bhutto. Setting it to poor ally is quite nice, but it needs to have a cell. It's got a cadre, but it's not got a cell. So, I don't know, that might just be a 2 ops. But I mean, I was contemplating doing a War of Ideas in there to get that ally, so... But it needs to have a cell. And it's only going to... That card's only going to remove one of the cells. That would just put the cadre back as well, wouldn't it? Because it's an event. But, okay. Right, that was the first part of Fatwa then. That was the event. Play if both sides have cards beyond this one. Trade random cards. Then conduct an operation with this card. So it's going to conduct a 1-op operation. And it says in the event table that it'll select the op using the Evo as if unplayable. Okay? And I'm still going to say that it's going to add the reserve at the end of this. But let me know your thoughts on that one. Might be that that's maybe not how it should play out, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. Right, so it says play the 1-ops as if unplayable. So is it a playable non-US event? Well, then that's a no, isn't it? So is a major jihad success at poor possible? We're 1 short in Somalia, so no. Is funding tight? No. Is there a cell in good or fair Muslim? There is not. There's only cells in poor. Remember, there's a cadre in Pakistan, but it's not a cell. What's poor as well, anyway, Grant. So that's a no. Is there a poor Muslim wanting 4 more cells than troops? Yes. Both Egypt and Somalia. But again, when we answer yes to this question, whatever the candidate is, well, I think it's the Baziz regime country, isn't it? There's not a cell adjacent anyway, so that's going to be, when we answer yes, that's going to be a no. And like I say, even if it was Egypt, there's still not one adjacent, so that's a no. Is funding moderate? Is not. Is there cell available? Yes, it's going to recruit. So it's going to use the 1-ops to recruit into Somalia, isn't it? And the reason we know it's Somalia, because it happened the last time, we're going to go, poor Muslim, we wanted 4 more cells than troops. It's got 4 more cells than troops. Mind you, so is Egypt right now, so both of these apply. So we stop there, we come here, and not Islamist rule. Pakistan, unfortunately, Pakistan is poor Muslim. It's not a cell, it's got a cadre, or it would go there. That would be the priority. And if not that, then Baziz regime is the next one, and that's where Somalia is. So there's only 1-ops, there's no reserves. So let's see if the bot can keep rolling the way it's been rolling. So it means a 1 to 3 just with 1 dice. And I guess it's just getting worse and worse. So 1 more cell coming off the track. There's only 2 left. And now they do have 5 cells in Somalia. So unless whatever card that they can't play next, they're going to do a major jihad attempt in Somalia as well. Yeah, there's only 1 resource, so that would bump them. That would bump them to 3, but being at 3 is only 3 away from 6. So if they then start on Egypt, we start panicking. Or not just Egypt. Could be Iraq. Could be Indonesia. Any one of the 3s that look like might be worthwhile trying to disrupt that cell. It's active, so yeah. Okay, so that's the card finish, but we did play the event. We did benefit from the 1-ops, but I think that's what that card does. It allows you to play that. I mean, if I was playing that myself, I'd be able to play the event and do 1-ops operation. So I think the bot would get the reserve stall because the event was played. Now hold on. Maybe not, Grant. Hang on, think about it. Well, see, when we first look at this card, Fatwa, play both sides cards beyond this one, right? Yes, that's true. So I should come here first and then say, is this a playable non-US event? Yes, it is. We play the event. We played it. Is it unassociated? Yes. Add the card's value to Jadis reserves. So I think that is the point we'd add the reserves. Then the event table says, then play the one ops as if it's unplayable. So we come back here and then go through that procedure that we just went. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I could see it maybe. I could see somebody else maybe seeing it differently, but I'm going to give them the one reserve for the one ops, their Fatwa card. It might not be, but if somebody can show me or explain to me that they shouldn't get before, well, I'm unlikely. In fact, I can get 2 or 3 parts done tonight. It's probably going to be one of these mistakes I'm just going to have to note, but I don't know if it's clear or not. Anyway, that's our 2 cards played. Both were played, well, there's no remove. That was played for the event, but just goes in the discard pile. So back to us. And the thing is, I think this is a jihadist. I'm pretty sure it's a jihadist 3 ops card. I don't know if it's playable or not. I just can't remember what it was. Thing is, we're more than likely Somalia's in trouble. Well, we could try and disrupt there. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick doing what I'm doing here and just concentrating on Afghanistan and Pakistan for now. Yeah, I mean, I did think of it. If I'd got this ally and got troops down, started disrupting the troops, the cells, we're too late for that now. Like, it's more than likely they're going to have a go at this next turn. Maybe they'll stop rolling low on the dice and I might get away with one. Right. So we're going to use the... Well, it's only 3. Oh, no, I've got Musharraf. That's a 2. Play if Pakistan has any cells. Maybe I like to keep hold of that just now. Yeah, okay, I'm going to use the door of each jihad was closed this time, hopefully. I tried to use it last time, but... So play if a country tested or improved to fair or good this or last action phase. Didn't happen last action phase. Just in case we do it this action phase, I'm going to play the event first. So it's unplayable. So we're going through ops. And I think I'm going to go for Afghanistan again for good. Oh, one more shot. Well, I keep saying that. One more shot. I should probably keep pawning away at it, really. Yeah, shouldn't be a case of having one more shot. Right, let me just... Hold on a second here, though. The 2 other jihadist cards. Place a cell in Pakistan. Well, I can't stop that. That's not going to be... That's always going to be... Oh. Right, hang on, Grant. I just... realised that obviously that combos with that, doesn't it? Right, but what else does it do? Fatah. Place a cell in Pakistan. No disrupt operations there unless regime change. Blocks US bin Laden and Zawahiri. Removed by Pakistani offensive. Which I get the feeling that card went by. So, place a cell there. That's not... I mean, having a no disrupt operations there though is horrible, isn't it? It's not really about placing the cell. But I could, after placing the cell, play this, remove the cell, set it to poor ally. But the fact we're not going to be able to disrupt there is not going to be great. Well, okay, there's a way around about that card not triggering then. Whereas this, I might be able to work on, I don't know. Okay, we'll stick with what we're doing just now and we'll come back to that. So we're playing that for the 3 ops. And I'm going to attempt a War of Ideas in Afghanistan again. I needed 2 ops, I'm spending 3. So War of Ideas, we're attempting to shift to good, so -1 there, no penalty, +1 for high prestige, takes it back to 0, and then +1 for the aid. So a +1, and we need a 5 or 6, so we need a 4 or greater. Come on. Oh, I'm getting sick of these die rolls. They're killing me. They're killing me. So fail again. I've got to keep trying it, I think. I mean, maybe I'm not. Maybe there's other things that have been better trying. Like, possibly some of you would. But the thing is, if I disrupt here, all I get is to do that if I succeed. Well, hang on, it's an automatic. It will succeed. Cost me a 3-ops card to do that, and then another 3-ops card to do that. And I get nothing else. I don't get prestige out of that. It just feels yuck. So I'm not happy to give up on Somalia, but I think we just have to give up on Somalia. They also get a push to their funding, don't they, when they take it over? Back up to 9 again. Right, okay. Right, I think I'm going to just go with this again and probably play. Well, I don't want to play the Musharraf card, so I'm going to be running out of cards here, though, Grant. You're talking about trying to move all the troops about. You've only got 4 cards left after this. I probably should be trying to do Pakistan, shouldn't I? I'm trying to get the extra +1 for having an adjacent good ally. I'm just struggling to do that. Right, okay, I'm going again. So I'm playing this not for the event, for the ops. Another 3 ops for a 2 ops operation. In Afghanistan, we know what it is. It's a +1 we're getting. We need a 5 or a 6, so we need a 4 or better. It's getting painful. It's getting painful. So 2 3-ops cards gone, nothing done. Ugh. Right, so both these were played for the ops. Both get discarded. Back to the bot. Right, well, we're going to see what this card was. So this is how my memory is. I couldn't remember what it was. I think it's a 3-ops jihadist card, but whether it's playable or not. Right, here we go. This is their next phase. And first card, a week. Oh, it's not playable. Good, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not playable. Well, that's pretty good. Ugh, well. It's not really that good, Grant. I'm going to use it to a major jihad attempt. But anyway. Play if enhanced measures, renditions, or wiretapping is in the events box. It is not, so it's unplayable. So we're going to use it for the ops. They have 1 reserve. Well, we believe they have 1 reserve. We're just going to have to stick with that. So they're not going to use the reserve there because they've got 3 ops as it is. It's not a playable non-use event. No. Is major jihad success at poor possible? It is in Somalia. Remember, major jihad requires 5 more cells and troops. Yeah, see, another reason to maybe got that to ally, got some troops down there, then they need more cells, but it's all. But maybe I should be trying, because these things, like moving the troops, we don't roll a dice. We play a 3-ops card and we move the troops. You know? Doing the disrupt, we don't roll a dice. We just remove the cell or make it active. It happens right away. It's a 3-ops card. We need, you know, I'm using a lot of my card plays here on dice rolls. And I'm not very good at rolling the dice at the moment. So, right, anyway, well, yeah, maybe think about that, Grant. Major jihad to establish Islamist rule, non-Islamist rule, Muslim country with 5 more cells and troops. Right, so all cells go active. Right, all cells active. Remember, they've got a disease regime here as well, so they only need one success, because that's an automatic success. And they're rolling 3 dice, because it's a 3 ops card, and they need a 3 or less, because it's poor. So, well, the way they've been rolling, I do not see this going well. So 3 dice, all cells active. They just need one success because of the disease regime. Okay, here we go. Oh, how about it? At last, they roll poor. 4, 5, and 6. They're all failures. Ooh, right. Well, there's questions going to be coming up here now, isn't there? Because. Right. Well, if. Right. Hang on. Right, where's it tell me? Right, I'm going to get this out in the rules, I think. 8.4.2. I mean, the cells go back to the track, don't they? I'm just not reading that in the play reads, but 8.42. 8.4. Major jihad failure. No. Failed jihad. Each failed jihad roll removes a cell to the funding track. Do not place a cadre. It's got it under failed jihad and not major jihad failure, which there's a different thing happens. Well, a major failure, if 3 rolls at poor fail to shift the country to Islamist rule, shift it 1 box towards ally. Oh, that's great, by the way. That is going to happen. So shift it 1 box towards ally. But we place a disease regime marker. There's already one there. And I said earlier, well, we're going to have to find out the answer to that question again. But the other part here is it doesn't talk about the major jihad putting cells back to the track here. You can see it's got under jihad. But remember that these are entwined, aren't they? They're connected. Each failure, remove a cell to the funding track. Do not place a cadre. But for the major failure, it just talks about a 3 rolls here at poor. It doesn't talk here at all about putting cells back to the track when they fail. I've got to assume that's the same. I mean, in the rule book, it also sort of says, failed jihad. That is what we're doing, isn't it? Each failed jihad roll removes a cell to the funding track. Do not place a cadre. And then it talks about the major jihad failure. Whenever the jihads roll 3 dice for a jihad. See, whenever the jihadists roll 3 dice for a jihad in a country already at poor and fail to shift it to Islamist rule, place a disease regime marker in the... Oh, there it's there in the rules. Grant, place a disease regime marker in the country if 1 is not already there. So we're not placing another one. I didn't think there was 2 that could go in. And shift the country's alignment 1 box towards ally. What a result this is. I'm taking the 3 cells away though, because it's still a jihad roll, that. Yeah. So this shifted from neutral to poor. From neutral to ally. A disease regime marker would be placed there if there's not one already there. There is one already there. And 3 failures sends these 3 cells back to the track. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure we're okay with that. I'm confident about that. Almost. And then it's left 2 active cells there. But this is ally. We can shift troops in there now. Which I think I should be doing. I know I was trying to avoid being adjacent to Saudi Arabia with the troops because Al Jazeera there, but we could get away with just discarding Al Jazeera at the end and just taking a chance with this Fatah so that we can combo it with Musharraf. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, so something good happening for us. Or, like, maybe not something good happening, but something bad happening for them. So either's good with me right now because it's not getting much going at all. What are we at? 45 minutes. My battery's getting a bit low, which is a bit annoying because well, I'll have enough time to finish this part. Maybe I can take a break. I think I need to charge it up, but okay, let's get this next card play, and then that'll probably do it as a part. So a week was played for the 3 ops, 3 die rolls, failure, sells back to the track. I did it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nothing in the reserves. Okay, so that was just the first card play. So their second card play is another jihadist card, which is a straight up place to sell in the United Kingdom. Right, well, that's going to happen. Why do all the events end up away on the left-hand page, away at the top? Well, I suppose they don't all, but it just means they've got to stand up, stretch over here. Right, 66, homegrown. 2040 question mark. British-born converted Muslim Richard Reed in late 2001 attempted on behalf of Al-Qaeda to destroy a US airliner with a bomb hidden in his shoe. By 2004, British investigations into domestic Islamic terrorist activity were sharply on the rise. The breakup of an alleged Islamist cell in Luton, Bedfordshire in August 2004, a devastating attack on London mass transit in July 2005 by British Muslims, and subsequent failed attacks and arrests in the UK demonstrated the reality of the domestic terror threat. Whether because of the UK's close association with the US war on terror and prominence in operations in Iraq or Afghanistan, or other catalysts to be found in British society, the UK had become a beachhead for jihadism in Europe. Okay, so playable event, homegrown, jihad roots among Britons. Place to sell in the United Kingdom. Nice and simple. Well, a sale comes off the track and goes in the UK. And yeah, well, we need to test the UK as well, don't we? Okay, forgot about that. That could be bad for us as well. If it was to go hard. Well, I have said that the next country that goes hard would not move this. But I suppose we'd still like it to be soft, wouldn't we? So, a posture, initial test on the posture of the UK is going to, a 1 to 4 it'll be soft, 5 to 6 it'll be hard, but we kind of want it to be soft still, and it is good. So I reckon we're going to get that. That's going to stay good for us for the end of this turn, I would think now. So the UK's gone soft. Remember, we don't get any bonus for that. It wasn't us doing the War of Ideas. We don't get a prestige hit for that, but it keeps that away up there. And now, yeah, they're going to need, I want to say, maybe 3 countries hard now to move it away from the 3 blokes, something like that. Well, unless they, then again, they don't. Do they ever? Well, they might do. They might pick on the country that's already soft and try and. Thing is, I think they want to try and plot in these countries. I'm not sure what happens when the plot thing goes, but anyway. Okay, so 48 minutes there. That's your 2 cards played. This was not for event. This was for event, but they're both jihadist cards. Nothing put in the reserves. Nothing removed, just discarded. Right, they've got 3 cards left, and we've got 4. It's going to be our turn next. Just a little think before we go. Well, this is a little bit of a combo. This is a bit of good and it's a bit bad, and I'm not sure if people watching would say that that's a wise move. The fact that I'm pretty sure I'm unlikely to be able to get both of these. Well, sorry, I'm never going to get that unplayable unless there was no sales on the track. But at least that sort of balances out a little bit. It's the no disrupt there that could cause, yeah, because later on they start hitting Pakistan. Remember, scope potential weapons of mass destruction. So, but like I say, I don't think I'm going to get this unplayable Because play of Saudi Arabia or an adjacent country has troops. Saudi Arabia's got troops. I'm talking about maybe moving some troops down to Somalia, which is adjacent to Saudi Arabia. If I had to have more time, I maybe would have moved these into Pakistan once I shifted it and moved these away, but it's too much time. I'm not going to get that done in the turn. So with that, both these cards are going to be playable. So I can only discard one of them. That would be play of Saudi Arabia or an adjacent country's troops. Shift the country one box towards adversary. So it would be the country with the troops. So it would be Saudi Arabia would move from ally to neutral. Is that the end of the world? It's not moving to adversary, Grant. So maybe that isn't the end of the world. I don't know. Okay, and then finally, the card we've not looked at for a bit, Saleh. Test Yemen, if US play unless Islamist rule, shift it to ally and place one aid. Unless Islamist rule. Right, surely it just means unless Yemen is Islamist rule, yeah? Because remember, we can test Yemen. We play this card to test Yemen, and if it could still be Islamist rule. Does that not make it an unplayable card though? Well, not really. I don't think it just means unless there's a country with Islamist rule. I think it has to be the country it's talking about, doesn't it? That's just, I think the way I look at things, and they seem to be throughout this game, it sort of it leaves me anyway with that little bit of just the way it words it. If US play, unless Yemen is Islamist rule, I would have liked to have seen, but I'm pretty sure it's just me that's having difficulty with that. Everybody else is seeing that as being Yemen, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. So we'd be able to, we might even get a fair when we test it, and we get to place an aid marker there. That's really good. And Yemen is here. It's only one resource, but it's good. There's a high chance of getting it to good. It's adjacent to Saudi Arabia, Somalia. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm not sure what my priority... right, looking back on there, we'd like to get troops down here. We can do that now because this is ally. We'd like Afghanistan to become good eventually, but it doesn't seem to be happening. And I'm not so concerned about if I'm going to play the Fatah Musharraf combo thing. I'm not sure it's a great idea or not, but once we move that to ally, we can get in there and get rid of that cadre. Hey, no, you can't. Because that's what Fatah's doing, isn't it? No disrupt operations there, unless regime change. Yeah, I think that Fatah card is bad, actually. It's starting to feel like I'd be better ditching that and just taking the pain on the shift in Saudi Arabia to neutral from ally. Having no disrupt in Pakistan seems like really bad, but well, you could I try and remove the cadre first? Well, yeah, no, because it needs to go ally, doesn't it? I can't do it while it's neutral. Non-Muslim country, not Iran. Ally or country with at least 2 troops. And I can't deploy troops until it becomes ally. So no, you can't. Okay, right, 54.5 minutes. Let's leave that one at that, and I'll need to get a bit charge on my phone before I come back. So I'll be back at some point. Cheers.